Mr. Chair, we have 41.19 billion worth of multi-purpose buildings scattered. So yung multi-purpose, 41 billion ang budget ng DPWH. In contrast, school buildings will get 26.12 billion. But we have a shortage of 159,000 classrooms nationwide. So why do you think this disparity?
Well, I can only answer, Your Honor, on the extent of what has been included in the budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways for multi-purpose building. What I can say, Your Honor, is this is the consolidated priority projects of all the legislative districts, Your Honor, and this is part of their what we call local infrastructure project that we have given to allocated for members of Congress actually to prioritize. And this is what we have consolidated, Your Honor. I agree that these are the projects.
Mr. Secretary, I know you're being very diplomatic with your tone. So DPWH is tasked with constructing classroom buildings, right? This does not come
that's
from the
correct, Your
budget of DepEd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Chair, akalain ninyo na may kulang tayo na 159,000 classrooms. Pero yung budget para sa multi-purpose buildings, mas malaki pa kaysa sa pagpapagawa ng classrooms. Now, I understand all of us here, we want to help barangays also have a place to get together and have sports and activities. Pero hindi ba dapat merong say din ng DPWH na sabihin, sa distrito nyo, parang mas kailangan ninyo ng classrooms kesa sa multi-purpose buildings. Don't you have that discretion?
We can always suggest, Your Honor, but at the end of the day, well, to be candid about it, it's actually the priorities that whatever the priorities
For the district.
for the district.
Okay, sir, that 159,000 classroom shortage, how much will that be if you compute that? How much is the total? Like per classroom, let's say it's 1 million pesos. I don't know what the cost is, but so how much will that be?
Let me just point out, Your Honor, that for 2023, the department received an allocation from the Department of Education about 15 billion pesos, Your Honor. And this will translate to a total of 4,758 classrooms, Your Honor.
4,758 classrooms. Itong 15 billion na galing sa DepEd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero meron kayong 26.12 billion. Is that separate from the 15 billion?
For classrooms, Your Honor?
Yes. Magkano ba yung budget ng DPWH for classrooms? Total is 15 billion?
That is from the Department of... that's DepEd, Your Honor.
Hindi, kaya nga, DepEd. Pero kayo,
We
wala
don't
pa
have
kayong...
a specific location for classrooms, Your Honor, unless, again, these are actually included in the priority list of members of Congress, Your Honor.
Okay, so right now you're saying that there is no item in the DPWH budget for classrooms except the 15 billion that came from DepEd.
Yes, Your Honor.
So ibig sabihin, kung ang shortage natin 159,000 classrooms nationwide, tapos 4,758 lang ang magagawa.
For 2023, Your Honor.
So where did they get, ano tong 26.12 billion per classroom?
Ano kasi po ma'am, nakalagay po siya sa DepEd.
Kasi yung sinasabi daw dito, dun sa research namin, yung 26.12 billion nasa DepEd budget, pero ang binigay lang sa inyo, 15 billion?
For 2023 budget, this is what we received initially, Your Honor.
Initially, so
Yes.
pwede pang madagdagan yon?
I suppose so, Your Honor. I think if
Kindly check,
Possible.
Mr. Secretary. First of all, I appreciate that you're actually the one responding to us, and it seems that you really reviewed on your own. Of course, there's a wide scope of concerns for the DPWH, but it seems like you have more than a general knowledge of what's going on, which is important. So can you please check with the DepEd? Kasi the figure that I have here is 26.12 billion. Kung 15 lang yung sinabi nyo na-receive nyo, baka merong hindi lang naintindihan na pwedeng ibigay. Another one here is, there are several duplicate or similar items. For example, there are 2 items for the construction of multi-purpose buildings in Ibaan, Batangas, worth 35 million and 7 million respectively. They are worded in the exact manner. Are these the same projects or different phases or na chop-chop lang?
if it is if it is the same project description, Your Honor, is considered duplication.
So,
Kung isa po yun. So we call it this is the this is what we call the multiple entry.
so dapat po ang sinasabi ninyo magkasama 'yon, hindi 35 plus 7. Di dapat naging 42 ito. 42
It is considered
million.
as 2 projects, Your Honor. It is
2
considered
projects.
as projects of
But
the same
they're
time.
worded in the exact manner.
Yes, Your Honor. So that is why we forwarded it to the Department of Budget and Management, how to address this kind of issues, no?
Okay.
And the Department of Budget and Management considered it as a allocation of duplicate allocation for one project.
Okay, so
So-
what is the final
So
amount?
the Department of Budget and Management advised us that to make a decision which project should be released. And to us, actually, we opted to select the higher
Okay.
after validation, Your Honor. I mean, we have to validate it first. And if we think that almost always naman yung higher allocation is the one that prevails, Your Honor.
Siyempre, yan yung mas gusto naman, yung higher amount. Also just for your FYI, there's also a construction of a multi-purpose building in Rosario worth 32 million and then 7.5 million respectively. So I suppose this will also go through the same vetting process, just
That's
to be
correct,
sure.
Your
So we
Honor.
will look at it in the final budget. So I think I cited examples of chop-chop projects that are mislabeled. Ang problema dito is that it doubles the potential misuse. Let me cite as an example. Earlier this year, there was a report of a road in Davao City that was less than 1 kilometer in length but bid out to 4 contractors. Of these 4 contractors, only 2 finished their work. Yung isa daw, dumadating, tapos sa hapon, biglang nawawala na. So how will DPWH guarantee that this approach will not lead to half-built roads and bridges?
Well, it's a little unusual, Your Honor, for a 1 kilometer project that is going to be divided into 4 contract sections.
Who usually chooses the contractors? Kayo rin, di ba?
The implementing office, but that's very unusual to me, Your Honor. I think if it is just one project and 1 kilometer for 4 contractors, I will not allow that, Your Honor.
Actually, galing yan sa Inquirer of January 4, 2023.
That's very
Why
unusual.
take years to make 720 meters road? Davao City residents. So we can provide you, sir, this
Yes.
information.
We will,
so
Your
you can. Oh nga, it's not even cost effective, eh, 'di ba? If you're a contractor, why would you want to engage unless they're trying to accommodate everyone? You know.
We will look into this very closely, Your Honor, because there must have been reasons if that is correct, because there must have been some components that can be separate from the main project in itself that needs to be subcontracted or
I
But,
don't know, but
I'll
it just
look
doesn't
into
seem
it.
logical. Another example is in Quezon City, there are two items for the rehabilitation of road at Mindanao Extension. One for the northbound side,
Southbound side po yun.
one for the southbound side,
Another for the north.
another for the northbound side, worth 50 million each. So I guess that's normal kasi northbound, southbound. Okay.
Your Honor, yes.
So hopefully, kasi 'di ba, paano kung dalawang contractor 'yan, isa sa north, isa sa south. Natapos yung north, hindi natapos sa south. I mean, there should be some coordination, 'di ba?
I agree, yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Can DPWH shed light on the following projects? Wala kasing location marker, so hindi klaro kung saan gagawin. Under Region 8, Tigbao Station, FES San Miguel Road, it has a total budget of 165 million, which segments specifically will be improved. Yun sa under Region 8. Are you familiar with that? Tigbao dash Santa Fe. Hindi pala station. Kasi tayo sanay nga tayo station.
Tigbao.
Tigbao Santa Fe station. Santa Fe.
I will have to look into the details of that
Okay.
project,
Let
Your
me-
Honor, and I will.
Yes, in
Provide
the
you with
interest of
information.
time, let me read this for the record and then
Yes.
I will expect a submission.
Yes, Your Honor.
Under Region 9 naman, there are two projects for a slope protection along Selt Tayungan Camp, Andres, which segment specifically will be improved. That's another one. My office will forward this to you. Under Region 10, there are two projects for Nabunturan Laak Road in Davao del Oro and Davao del Norte worth 50 million each. Neither Nabuntaran nor Laak are in Davao del Norte. Is this an error? That's one. Another one. There is a 20 million allocation for Malacanang Park Road. Bubungkalin po ba yung buong kalsada? So, pakiano na lang. We would also like to call your attention to numerous lump sums in the DPWH budget. 35 billion for right-of-way. Alam ko naman malaki, no? Kasi marami tayong mga projects, meron tayong Metro Manila Subway, kung saan-saan pa. Pero ang daming lumalapit sa opisina namin na hindi pa nababayaran yung right-of-way nila. Okay, so we have a compilation of that. And if it's legally their claim, I mean, it's a legal claim, I think we should settle that. In fact, dapat walang road project na nagsisimula hanggat hindi pa settled ang road right-of-way. Okay. Number 2, under the bridge program, there are two items worth 100 million each. They're just lodged as nationwide. These include weak bridge replacement and other related activities and structural refitting of national bridges. So are these contingency funds or do you actually have bridges that are already that you have in mind that will be part of the allocation of the 100 million each?
I think we have actually identified some of these bridges that will be retrofitted, Your Honor. And I think this is part of the earthquake resiliency program that we are talking about. That will undertake retrofitting of some of these old bridges, Your Honor.
Okay, kasi sa Iloilo meron din problema yung isang bridge. I know you tackled it earlier.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
you know, I'm originally from Iloilo and sayang naman. Maganda yung infrastructure sa Iloilo pero nagkataon ito medyo pumalpak. I know it's a back and forth between the contractor and the government, but I think at some point government also has to do due diligence that the contractor is actually doing the right processes like soil testing. So, kasi kung magdidemandahan kayo, hindi matatapos to. So, ano yung timeline ninyo dun sa bridge sa Iloilo?
Ito yung flyover in Iloilo,
Oo.
Your Honor, and I think, sabi ko nga, because of this situation now that we have, I think, and this is going to be a very important facility there in Iloilo. I think we need actually to undertake the necessary rectification, Your Honor. Immediately rectification so that
So-
becomes usable actually, while we are of course continuing to investigate.
Right.
In fact, the Committee on Public Works in the House is actually conducting an investigation on how this came about, Your Honor.
Okay, magkano ba yung retrofitting nun?
We have included it into our 2024 budget, I think 175 million, Your Honor.
175 million retrofitting. Magkano yung cost nung flyover na yun?
More than 600 million, Your Honor.
600 million. Tapos dadagdagan natin ng 175 million.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well,
In the budget.
so kung sa budget, nalagyan na ng 175 million ito, sino yung contractor na kukunin nyo?
We'll probably rebid. I will have to bid it out, Your Honor.
Bid it out, oo. Kasi, syempre, titignan din ninyo ulit kung paano, di ba, kung nag-deliver ba yung last one,
Yes.
paano naman. So, since it's already an item in the budget, you're looking at when will the retrofitting begin?
But, as soon as the budget allocation is released to us, Your Honor. In fact, we might even start the pre-construction activities ahead of time so that we can gain more time actually in the implementation of the rectification program, Your Honor.
How long will that retrofittation take?
I don't have the exact timetable. That it should be less than 6 months, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, at least that's some semblance of hope that may budget na pala dito. Kaya lang, dapat talaga yung due diligence bago tayo gumawa ng magbigay sa contractor. There are also several vague items. Mr. Chair, do you want me to continue to hold on the... Mr. Chairman, should I continue or would you like me to continue?
I think Senator JV wants to hear his brother's voice.
Okay. I just have a few more here. There are several big items in the National Building Program. For example, construction of major strategic buildings. What are these buildings?
Yung mga mostly these are mostly government buildings, Your Honor, that we are implementing actually.
Again, sir?
These are mostly government buildings, Your Honor.
Okay. Like, give me an example.
Yung mga BID, there are many, these are actually yung mga buildings of other government agencies, Your Honor, that we are supporting actually, like the Public Attorney's Office, Bureau of Immigration,
Magkano po yung
DOJ.
allocated dyan?
What we have allocated for 2024, no? For 2024.
Total national building, 10 billion.
Bakit? For 2024, Your Honor, for the continuing these projects, we have allocated about 10 billion, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. How about the construction, rehabilitation of health facilities to support pandemic response? Again, what are these buildings to support pandemic response?
Mga evacuation centers yun, yung continuing program natin to build.
These are actually, Your Honor, I think these are evacuation centers that we are talking about.
So we're still maintaining those?
Continuing, but these are more of addressing evacuation centers, Your Honor.
Magkano po dyan?
About 2.4 billion, Your Honor, has been
Okay.
allocated.
Lastly, there are at least 11 items for the construction of infrastructure in Bangsamoro provinces.
Yes.
But placed in Region 9 and 10, bakit nakahiwalay ito sa annual block grant to the Bangsamoro region?
Well, these are actually to address yung national, mostly national roads and some flood control projects in those areas, Your Honor, because we have separated what is under the responsibility of the national government and what are the infrastructure that have to be carried out under the block grant of the BRRM.
What you're saying, sir, is that kahit na may block grant na yung Bangsamoro, meron pa rin tayong obligation.
That's correct, Your
So,
Honor.
like, for example, what are the conditions, what categories are actually within the purview of the national government to construct? Give me an example.
For the national government, Your Honor, in the DP Department of Public Works and Highways, we have to continue the development of the national roads.
Okay.
The maintenance and development of the national roads, as well as the construction and the improvement of the flood control facilities in the major rivers in the BARM area, Your Honor.
Pero alam mo, ito, in your budget here, dun sa Region 9 and 10, multi-purpose building po ito eh. At saka solar water supply. Magkano yan? 75 million in total.
70, well, the members...
Multi-purpose building, 75 million. 20 million for the multi-purpose, 75 million for the solar water.
Well, these are the, again, Your Honor, this is actually the allocation of the local infrastructure facilities of members of Congress, Your Honor. They have included in their allocation for
But isn't that part
DPWH.
of the Bangsamoro territory?
I would...
So, parang nakalagay Region 9, Zamboanga, pero yung item nakalagay sa Sulu.
Because Sulu is under Region 9, Your Honor, so it must have been lodged
Pero
in the
di ba
regional
Bangsamoro
office.
yun di ba?
In the regional office that will be implemented by the department, Your Honor. Sa regional office ng department.
But
will
is it
be the
Sulu
one-
part of the Bangsamoro?
Yes, Your Honor.
So parang, akala ko ba national roads lang yung ginagawa natin para sa kanila, pati ba't pala multi-purpose? Kasi local amendment yon ng legislator. Ganun ba yon? So, somebody
Yes.
from Zamboanga put the project in Sulu?
No, it's actually the member...
Because they no longer have a district engineer's office in Sulu. Tama ba? Because BARM na yun eh. So ang nag-administer ng national project is the regional office of Zamboanga.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Mr. Chair, I'm just concerned kasi sinasabi ng ating secretary more on mga national roads ganyan.
Yes.
Kaya lang multi-purpose to. So I just want to be clarified, is that allowed?
Meron din kasi yung, Your Honor, meron din kasi yung allocation for members of Congress, partly of their allocable amount to be used for local infrastructure. So I suppose, doon ho nila inilalodge yung local priorities. But I suppose this has to be also in coordination with the local government, sub BR, in that particular BARM area.
Can you
Your Honor.
explain to me what solar water is? Ano yun?
Well, it's a water supply that is operated through solar, powered by solar
75 million ang total.
for the entire. That's one project, Your Honor. I don't think it's one project, Your Honor. It's
Hiwa-hiwalay pero in total.
Yeah,
So
yes,
in the
Your
same
Honor.
area, right?
yes, Your Honor.
But in the same area. So ayan na naman, 'di ba sabi ninyo, pag the same dapat hindi hiwa-hiwalay,
Yes,
'di
Your
ba?
Honor.
So anyway, our office will follow up
Yes, Your Honor.
with all of these questions kasi I know it's very specific already. But I'm really reviewing your budget and I hope that
Thank you.
our questions can be answered before plenary because if not, tatagal tayo sa plenary.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, we'll do that, Your Honor.
And marami pa to, nahihiya na lang ako kasi medyo madami na. So, thank you, Mr. Chair.